Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to create kind of two columns. So instead of having a block of text like this, instead of having a block of text where I have the two lists and it just goes vertically like this, maybe I want to move the minimum requirements over so they have a list on the right side. So one half of the page is a job description, the other half is the minimum requirements. So to do that, again, let's say I'm writing this, I notice that I don't like the fact that it's just a big long line like this. What we're going to do is, I'm going to actually, you don't have to do this, I'm just going to go and put a horizontal line so you have something to visualize. So I have a line right here. Basically what we're going to have to do is, I'm going to show you how to do it incorrectly first, and this is what a lot of students do. They go to columns, and this is how you make the two columns. You go ahead and make two columns. But what we notice is that it does it to the entire document. We don't want it to the entire document. We just want it for this short list right here. So how do we change that? I'm going to go back and change it back to the one column, where we could just undo. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to do a section break. So they kind of break apart the page so we can format it differently. If you do next page, it's actually going to stop the page and then go to the next part. So we're going to do continuous because I still want this list on the same page. Let me show you what I mean if we want it on a separate page. If we want a separate page, we choose the next page and it pops down here. And there's a big gap here. We don't want that. I'm going to go undo. We're going to insert the break, and we're going to do continuous. Okay, now it's going to be continuous. It continues on the same page. Okay, so again, I want this minimum requirement to be over here. I wanted two columns, and then I want the minimum requirements on the right side. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and go to Format, Columns, and I'm going to choose the two columns. Okay, it doesn't look like anything changed, but if you notice the ruler margin here, I'm going to go back. And this is, I undid what I just did with the two columns, now with one column. So when we type, it's just going to go right across the screen, the document. But now when I do two columns, there's this kind of this margin or indentation showing that when I type, it's going to go up to this line, this vertical line. I don't know if you see it. And it's going to go ahead and keep going through the columns, and it's going to keep going to the end of the page, and then it goes up here to the right side, and then it goes downwards. We don't want to do that. We just want this on the right side right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Insert, Break, Column Break this time. The column break, remember this is one column, this is the other column. The column break is going to end the column, and now it goes to this right side. And since I had an extra space here earlier, I'm just going to go ahead and delete it. And now it's kind of lined up, job description, minimum requirements. You could change the column settings a bit. Let me kind of show you by going to Format, Columns, instead of just choosing which one here. There are more options. You can go up to 3 columns on the page. You can change the spacing so it changes how large the space. So let's make it maybe smaller and go 0 and 2/10. And we can put a line between if we want as well. Okay, so you notice that this margin is a little smaller, and now we have a line in between as well. Okay, awesome. So let's say that I want to continue type my document. I no longer want this 2 column. I want it to be normal again. Meaning I want just one, I want to type one large block across the screen. I have to go ahead and go back to Insert, Break, and then we're going to do Section Break again. Oh, I did the wrong thing. I did next page. We have to do Continuous. So I'm going to actually go back. And leave that, and we go to Insert, Break, Section Break, Continuous. Okay, and now you notice that the middle column line also ends. And again, just to make it clear, you don't have to do this, but just to make it visually clear, here's kind of where the end is. Okay, notice this horizontal line only goes through one column. My page is set up still so it's two columns, one column on the right, one on the left. So I can either just change that by going to Format, Columns, one column, and you notice the horizontal line goes across the screen. Okay, so that's how we, one, make columns on the page, and two, use the section break so that we could kind of have this all on one page rather than making multiple pages.